this idea of they call it an Islamic State, but what they're really talking about is a stateless state. So you have an ummah, not a caliphate, with a caliph who's like a ruler. And because a ruler then is venerated and worshipped as a man, which is apostasy in their variant of Islam. So they took many of these things. They were consulted by British intelligence assets who've been studying Islam and anarchism, like the pedophile Hakim Bey. He's an anarchist. And they were able to fuse this messaging and put it through students and intellectuals in the West to write the script using the cinematographers and the expertise from Al Jazeera, who are also Western educated, and create a message that made it seem like this is Che Guevara. So when you look at how does ISIS have the manpower, now of course you can have guerrilla fighters running around with machine guns in the street, but who are the coordinators? They have war rooms with maps and computers, they have internet websites, so you have a whole class of Europeans. But this really speaks to a European problem. This is not an Islamic problem. This is because Europe has failed to create a vision of what Europe can be and should be. You can't just say that the point of our society is that everyone does what they want. That doesn't build community. So you have second and third generation young men born in Germany, born in France, born in England. Their parents immigrated. Now they are in the society of Nike and McDonald's and Lady Gaga, and none of that has any meaning or substance to them, like it doesn't for many people. And they are now in this post-colonial conflict where they are deracinated. They are removed from their roots. So now they are trying to find their roots and get in touch with their identity to be a true and authentic person. So the ISIS technocrats who are behind the computers, who are operating the drones, who are doing some of the planning, they have college degrees from Paris, from Berlin, from London. They were born in Europe. They're not migrants themselves, by and large, many of them. Or they've lived there for most of their lives. And what they are fighting against is the decay of modernity. And radical Islam is just a placeholder for the type of meaningful society that everyone yearns for. And so until the West understands that you need to have a mission, that societies have to be mission-based, of course you must have plurality and discourse and disagreements and the right to protest, and you should have free and fair elections. These things are very important, but the society itself must have a mission. What it means to be French or what it means to be European, this is not a thing that exists. I mean, you have in Germany the anti-German party. You have generally in the West that it is a sign that you are educated if you are against modernity in the way that they believe they have a view of a 1930s conception of modernity, and they don't understand that their hippie rebellion has become the dominant paradigm of the West, and it has no meaning except what's the individual self-fulfillment. And so divorce rates have skyrocketed, youth alienation has skyrocketed, drug use has skyrocketed. These are not directly poverty related because in the past there was much more poverty. This is about not having mission and purpose in life, and commercialism, crony capitalism, materialism in society. It can't give people that meaning. And so if you happen to be a person of Arab descent by 1 or 2 or 3 generations, then you're going to start seeing these imams who were imported from Gulf monarchies and opened up new mosques, and they're just actually trying to get back in touch with what's real.